Hey, what's up? This is Sensei. Listen, I'm just giving this video a warning ahead. If you get triggered very easy and sensitive to things being said that might trigger your feelings, please understand this video will do that. I'm talking about being fit or being fat and talking about back pain. Now, keep in mind, not every single person is going to have the same issue with their backs. A lot of times it can be something that's hereditary that you can't really fix much. You might need to have surgery, but I am talking to those who are walking around overweight and has never decided to lose the weight and keep it off. So without further ado, like I told you guys, the video is going to be raw. I'm not holding back. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, don't forget, leave those comments. Peace.
We're going to ride and we're going to talk about pain in the body and, simple ways to keep your health on track as motorcycle riders. A lot of times we tend to neglect ourselves. And in the motorcycle community, I noticed that a whole lot of people turn their eyes away from their health. And I don't know why that is. But then we start to pay attention to our health when we start to feel pain or we get diagnosed with some bull crap from the doctor. So we're going to ride a little bit and we're going to have a damn good time talking. For all of you who are interested in simple ways to keep your health on point, then this video is going to be for you. You know what I'm saying? If you're not interested, it's okay. It's a little dark right now and we're going to ride. I get a chance to test my new windshield to see how I feel on that windshield. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me close this garage door down. I'm on my F6B this morning. Look at that bad boy lights up. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, guys, look, this weekend, what's that, October 4th? I'm meeting up with everybody in Douglasville. They're having that huge festival, the Vintage Festival, that's being held at the Barber Museum in Birmingham, Alabama. And I think it's going to be a really nice, beautiful, beautiful thing. It's going to be huge, but I'm going to ride back down. I'm going to be up there with Southern Honda Power Sports, and I'm going to be hanging with them for the weekend. But for all of you who is interested in coming along, I'm going to meet up with a few people on Saturday morning, and we are going to ride together back up to Alabama. So if you're interested in joining, we're meeting up in Douglasville. I'm going to put the address right across the screen, and you can come and join me to ride back up. You're going to have to get tickets for this event. And in the museum, the fee is different. So you're going to get access to the festival, and then you're going to have to pay separately to get into the museum. But it's going to be massive. Okay, so as we're riding, I have no specific destination whatsoever. I'm just going to ride. And we're going to talk about pain in our bodies. I suffer with arthritis throughout my whole body, okay? And I've been diagnosed with it. My body aches a lot. However, I've suffered with back pains for many years. Since I've been, I want to say probably 16. And I remember I used to do a lot of flipping and stuff like that, like gymnast stuff. And I landed wrong in junior high school. And as far back as I could remember, that's really when my back started hurting. But that was before when I was 16. So that goes back even further. But the thing is, I've done MRIs, X-rays, all these different things, chiropractic, tons of stuff. I'm a physical coach. I know a whole lot about the anatomy. I've done physical therapy, which I put myself through physical therapy because I know a lot about it. But nobody was able to find anything. But my back still hurt. And my back hurts pretty much every day. Most people won't be able to tell that. And sometimes it's worse and sometimes it's not. Sometimes my back will go out of me, completely out of me. And where I can't move or my whole body is shifted to the side. There's a couple of videos that I've made that my back was completely shot. The last video that my back was messed up is when I went to Santa Honda Power Sports to go and pick up a Africa Twin for a subscriber to this channel. And he was with me and my brother George. As a matter of fact, that was the same time that I actually rode the side-by-side and my back was done. But I don't become a victim or a prisoner of my backaches. And that back pain is no damn joke. Anybody who suffers with back pain, man, step on my big toe, give me a freaking splint on my finger. I'll take that any day over back pain. When your back is done, your whole body is done. But let's talk about some of the things that we should be focusing on to keep our back strong and some of the things that we're not doing. Because, like I told you, I suffer with back issues, okay? But I haven't suffered as much as I've used to because I've been keeping it controlled, okay? So number one is your nutrition. A lot of people think medicine. Western medicine is all about, hey man, I'm gonna go to the doctor. The doctor's gonna give you an x-ray or MRI. They're gonna give you a drug. They're gonna tell you to take some ibuprofen first, painkiller. Then they're gonna give you something stronger, oxycodone, or take something else, right? Some kind of narcotics is gonna not solve the problem. It's going to just band-aid the problem. That's all it's going to do. It's not solving the problem, but it makes you feel better for the moment, which you become an addict to it because now you prefer to feel better while your liver, your kidneys getting all destroyed inside your body, right? So nutrition really is where we should start looking at. A lot of the foods that we're eating right now is really loaded with nonsense, all types of chemicals. It's crappy. And we are just not really focusing enough on our health. The foods that we're eating is loaded with artificial colors, artificial sweeteners, lots of salt, lots of sugars. It's loaded with chemicals that we don't even know how to pronounce the name of it. But yet we consume it, we eat it, and we trust everything our doctor says. And it's like, yo, take this and then blah, 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 and then we're going to eat junk. Now, I don't know if you know this, but cancer feeds on sugar. We all have cancer. Every last one of us have dormant cells that are cancer cells. Some of us do things to wake up those cells, and some of us do things to keep those cells asleep. It's like a sleeping giant that's lurking through your body, okay? Now, when we start to eat junk every single day, and recently I've been guilty of it too, but when we start to eat junk every day, your body begins to fight it, and then it can't fight it anymore. It's kind of like you being a trained fighter, right? And you fight the first guy. Perfect, you can handle that, you beat his butt. But then a second guy comes right after. Okay, you beat his butt. Then a third, then a fourth, then a fifth, then a sixth, then a seventh, then an eighth. Yo, your stamina is not gonna keep up. You're gonna get your butt beat eventually, right? That's what the body does when you keep on feeding your body all this bull crap, the drinking, the smoking, the sugar, the candy, the cakes, the pastas, the meats, all these things. You're feeding your body unhealthy information. Your body's going to eventually lose the battle, and it's going to show up as dis-ease. What we call disease, we call it dis-ease because your body is in a fight or flight motion, and it doesn't know what to do anymore. So now all of these cells begins to take over, which will show up as inflammation. Now, inflammation, pretty much anything that is diseasing your body is based on inflammation, mucus buildup. Milk, a lot of dairy stuff you consume is building up a lot of mucus in your body. Your gut is where the main brain of your body is. It's not in your head. It's the main brain of your body is in your gut. That is the brain. And when your gut begins to act bad, your whole body begins to act bad. So how do you cut down on the inflammation? Well, we're going to talk about that later on too, as we ride a little bit. We're going to ride and let the sun, you see it's getting a little brighter now. The inflammation is where we're at. Now, exercise is another portion that people don't pay enough attention to. People think about exercise as, oh man, going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, building big muscles, or, I don't want to look like that, steroids, testosterone boosters, all these different things. Well, no. Exercise is basically activities that's keeping you healthy throughout the day, moving around. When you exercise, you increase circulation in your body, meaning this, your circulation in your body, when it's blocked, your pain levels go up. When the circulation in your body is moving freely, which means your blood, your pain levels go down. Here goes a prime example. When you are sleeping and you wake up in the morning, how do you feel? The majority of you, oh, hold on, this is my first time seeing traffic here. I've never seen traffic here. My first time. The majority of you, right, you're going to feel pained up. You wake up in the morning, you don't wake up feeling great. Your back is hurting you, your knees are hurting you, your neck is hurting you, your shoulders is hurting you, everything is hurting you, even your damn toe is hurting you. So as you wake up, you try to do a little morning stretch. As a matter of fact, most of the times, if people notice, back in the days, we used to do morning stretches naturally, but now the body is just so shut down, we don't even remember stretching anymore or doing any of the yarn stretching, right? So as you start to move around, you get up, you go to the bathroom, you empty your body, right? You get rid of the bowel, the nasty bowel in your body, and you pee. You brush your teeth, whatever. You're doing what? You're moving around. You're exercising, okay? Exercise is movement. And all of a sudden, 30 minutes later, you feel better. You don't feel as bad as anymore. Why? Because you're moving around. Exercise increases inflammation. And a lot of times, people who are suffering with back pains, most of the times, not all the time, you're overweight. That's just point blank. You're overweight. And if you're not taking your weight seriously and you got a big belly in front of you and you got titties hanging, look in that mirror and tell yourself, especially for the men, why am I like this? And figure out ways to get that weight off. As you begin to reduce the weight, you're taking the pressure off of your body. You're taking the pressure off of your joints. Your joints is not made to hold a bunch of weight. Even bodybuilders, when you look at bodybuilders, these guys are freaking muscle fat. These guys look shredded, they look ripped up, they're putting themselves through dehydration processes, taking steroids, lifting a whole bunch of heavy weights for no reason. They're damaging their joints. The joints cannot sustain the excess muscle that's around it, so they tend to rip their pecs, rip their shoulders, tear their hamstrings, pull their quads, all kinds of different things, you know? But when you start to lose the weight, and you start to lean down, then your body begins to feel better, believe it or not, because now you're taking off the excess weight. You just feel better. It's like when you think about when you go through the whole day and you're eating, right? And you're eating. You get stuffed up. For some reason, you keep on eating even though you know you're stuffed up. I do it too sometimes. I'm like, why the hell am I eating? But I'm still eating, even though I know I shouldn't be doing it. But then you go to the bathroom, you sit on that toilet, and you make a deposit. And then after you make the deposit, that joint, you just took out some excess crap in your body, literally. And now you feel better. You feel a little lighter. That's how your body feels when you begin to shed the weight. Your body is shedding all the unnecessary crap out of itself. So if you're overweight and you're walking around big for no damn reason, take the weight off, okay? Now, let's go back to the food. The food perspective is blockers. There are a lot of foods that are created to block you because the industries does not want you to feel healthy. They don't want you to feel good. And I'm talking about the food industry, the medical industry. Those two industries, they are in cahoots and they are working together to make money from your ass. That's what they're doing. So when you sit there yamming, munching, talking, yapping, you out there eating all this excess meat, you're eating a whole lot of dead flesh in your body. I was a vegan for, about 15 years, complete vegan. And then I went back to chicken and fish. And then after that, I started eating the chicken too much. And, a lot of that food is based on memory. Your blood memorizes certain taste and whatever, so it becomes an addiction. So the foods are created to make us addicted to it. But when you eat those foods, you're eating nothing but dead flesh. You're not eating no live foods. A lot of the foods that we consume are dead flesh, dead foods, nothing live and vibrant, no live enzymes. They're dead enzymes. They're not nutrient dense, they're calorie dense. So you're eating thinking that you're doing your body some justice, but you're really getting fatter and fatter and fatter. You see what I'm saying? So the foods that you consume should be live foods, plentiful in vibrancy, plentiful in vitamins, plentiful in minerals, plentiful in all of the energy that your body needs. Watermelons, berries, bananas, some greens. The broccoli, of course, is not real. Okay, a lot of these foods are genetically modified, GMOs, not real. So do your studies. The nightshade foods, a lot of the nightshade foods like eggplants, tomatoes, a lot of those things are not good for your body. They really damage your body. So let me tell you how I got rid of a lot of my pain. There's a doctor, Dr. Gundry, and I read his book and I listened to his words, and he talks a whole lot about nightshade foods. And the nightshade stuff, it dawned on me that every time I ate something that was nightshaded, I wasn't feeling good. And before Dr. Gundry, I knew that. And then I went and took a test. I took a stool test to check my gut lining, to check my gut health biome, right? There's a company called Viome. And when I was deep in the fitness industry, I used that company, met with the owner, and I did the test. And everything that test came back with telling me the foods that was not good for my body is the same exact foods that I knew wasn't good for my body already. It's the weirdest thing. That test was so real. And basically, you take a little small bit of stool from your freaking doo-doo, and you dap that thing in the container, it'll give you a little tube, and you send it back out. You have to get your system tested. You want to know what's going on in your system, not x-rays, not freaking MRIs. That's just more stuff in your head. More stuff going through your body. You see what I'm saying? And I started cutting out a lot of that stuff, and my aches and pains went down. So on top of being a vegan and knowing the foods that my body was allergic to, it made it night and day, right? So I started feeling way better because remember, one man's medicine could be another man's poison. So what I eat that I consider healthy, you might decide to follow what I'm doing, and then you end up making yourself sicker. And a lot of people don't realize there's so many foods out there that you're eating that you're allergic to it, but you're thinking you're not breaking out in hives, you're not blah, blah, blah. But allergic stuff to food, reactions to food is never always going to be just that. It's not going to always be just that. So you have to look at yourself and say, yo, I need to start taking panels, start getting myself tested. You don't need a doctor to get these stuff done. There's labs all over the place. Oh, I see some rain. I see some raindrops. There are labs all over the place that you can go in and get yourself tested. You know what I'm saying? Do the research, guys, because right now you have the opportunity to hold on to your life a little longer. So I made a decision this morning, right? I made a decision this morning that I'm going to start having to step up my cardio game a lot more. I'm going to start doing more walking. I really got to start taking that more serious because I have been slacking up, doing my jump rope and getting back in a heavy bag, hitting the bag and everything. Now I got to be careful on that because once again, I'm on my back. I don't want to tweak my back. That's why I stopped doing martial arts for such a long time, because I was in the martial arts very heavy, really heavy, loved it. You know, for all of you who's wondering what type of systems I studied, I've studied V-Jitsu, Jiu-Jitsu, combative Jiu-Jitsu, Krav Maga, some Muay Thai, boxing. I just love all of that stuff, you know, and certain weaponry, you know, I really enjoy it. However, I had to cut back because the things that I figured was damaging my back, I had to make the decision, the grown decision, and say, yo, no more. If my back gets bad enough, please understand that I just love riding my motorcycle, but because of the shift in the movements, all the stuff that we're doing, your body, your spine is being triggered every single time. So if my back gets bad enough, man, I'm going to a trike. That's just facts. I'm like right now, I filmed a whole trike conversion video series, all that's going to be released. That's being released in droplets, right? But my thing is this: where there's a will, there's a way. So you find a way that you can still enjoy your riding, but you're not damaging your body. So let's go back to this. Number one, start paying attention to the nutrition. It is windy, it is super windy, and it's raining. But number one, start paying attention to your nutrition, okay? When you pay attention to your nutrition, that means you start paying more attention to you. Number two, start moving more. Start taking exercise more seriously. Start to move. We live in this country. If you're in America, chances are you're sitting down right now as you're watching this video. This is what's going on in America, okay? We sit too much. There's too much sitting, and that's never good. The sitting down, you're shutting off your whole circulatory system. We want to increase the circulation, okay? Number three, look at your level of inflammation by taking lab tests. Get the labs done. Understand where your body is. What do you need to fix? What is your levels? What are your cortisol levels? What are you deficient in? Are you deficient in vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin K? Are you hypoglycemic, hyperglycemic? How is your blood pressure? Start checking your blood pressure every day. See what your blood pressure does. Get a home tester and test your blood pressure in the morning and then test it at night. You could even test it through the afternoon. As a matter of fact, I'll take it even further. If you have a blood pressure tester, check it, right? And then when you get around your spouse and, take your blood pressure there too. And see if in fact your spouse is a problem in your life as well. I know I'm laughing, but I'm dead up serious. Check that blood pressure. Okay? These are some of the simple basic stuff that you can do on your own. You don't need to go and spend thousands of dollars. You don't need to go and join a gym membership. You don't need to do any of that. And also, speaking of gym membership, how can I neglect strength training? You have to, people say, oh, strengthen your core, strengthen your core. You have to strengthen your core. Okay. How come I have a strong core and my back still hurts me? So it's never always about strengthening your core. Sometimes there are things that needs to be adjusted in your body. It's not just your core. But now let's talk about what your core is. What is your core? Tell me, what is your core? Well, if you said your stomach, you're right. But why stop there? Your core muscle is your entire hip complex, your abdominal area, and your lower back. That is your core. That is the band of your body. That is where all movement is stabilized. And if that area is not strong, then everything else in your body is weak. Trust me, okay? You got people walking around looking like gods and goddesses, but they have weak core muscle. Just because you have six-pack, it doesn't mean your core is strong. Your core, start doing those planks. Planks, to me, is one of the best exercises to strengthen your core. Squats, excellent for strengthening your core. Standing on one leg for a minute straight, excellent for strengthening your core. As a matter of fact, you could test your core right now. Can you stand for a minute straight on one leg? You can try it while I'm here talking to you and see if your core sucks or not. You know what I'm saying? Because all of those things is stuff to look at. Your flexibility training. Start taking some yoga programs. Go on YouTube and take some 15-minute yoga sessions. You don't even have to pay no money. Remember, you don't have to pay no money to do all of this. All this stuff is free. Another thing that most of us don't do is grounding. You're not walking outside barefooted. You're not going outside and connecting to the earth. You're not tapping into Mother Earth. You are just living your life, and you're wearing everything that's blocking you from the sun, blocking you from the soil, blocking you from the grass, blocking you from everything that we're supposed to be connected to. I promise you, this is research. You put it on shoes that's blocking you. Those are blockers of life. You shouldn't have on shoes every freaking day. I was talking to my guy Scooter yesterday, and we had a really good conversation about that. And I live my life grounding. I live my life earthing. You should take those shoes off and spend at least an hour outside barefooted. I don't care if you're sitting down on the grass. Okay? Spend an hour at least barefooted in the sun. Take off that t-shirt. Okay? This is better, of course, in the summertime when the sun is hot and you're taking in the vitamin D, which your body needs to function. Melanated people, which means black people, you got to do the same thing. You got to get that sun in your body. A lot of Caucasians tend to get skin cancer, so you got to find different ways to take in the vitamin D without taking in too much of that sun, because it will damage you. And that's just me being factual. But I don't care, you're black or white. Find the things that work for your body, your blood type. Know your blood type. Know what you should be eating. So I'm making that decision. I'm going to go back to vegan. I'm going to go back to vegan, and I'm going to do it for a while, because I am tired of consuming all of the extra flesh in my body. The chicken wings, the fish, all that. No, I don't want no more of that. My body is telling me that it needs to be more livened up, and I need to cut down all of the inflammation, because I've not been feeling rested. Even though I'm a big ball of energy and I do get my sleep and I do have my fun in life, I've just been feeling kind of blah. And I listen to my body very well, and that blah feeling is never a good thing. If you pay attention to the stuff that I do, you will learn a whole lot. But we live in a world now where people just want to trust the man in the white jacket, and that's the doctor. No, your body is your doctor. You got people like myself who's teaching, educating while we're learning. If you start applying these things to your body, you're gonna feel better. And excuse all this wind is really strong. But anyway, guys, I love y'all. When I'm bringing this information to you, take it for what it is, man, and run with it, man. Apply it. Start today. Drink more water. Drink a gallon of water a day, even a half a gallon. All this stuff is gonna help your body to feel better. It's gonna cut down on the aches and pains. Go and get some minerals to put inside the water. It's called trace minerals. Go to your health food store, ask them for some trace minerals. Start dapping that into your water and drinking. You're gonna feel better. Cut the meats down. I'm telling you, watch the alcohol. Tell yourself no drinking for 30 days. Go completely dry. Yes, I'm still talking. Yes, I'm still talking. I'm gonna talk to you until I get home because your health is my freaking wealth. When you're healthier, I'm wealthier. I promise you. Wind or no wind, you can still hear my voice as I'm talking through the wind. You have the opportunity right now to start being better, to start taking better care of yourself because you know what? You might be 50, 55 right now. Maybe you might be 75. But guess what? 10 years from now, you might make it to 85 or make it to 65. Why not take better care of yourself right now so 10 years from now, the version of you 10 years from now can be better? You got this, man. You see, when I'm riding this motorcycle, I ride this motorcycle because it's therapy for me. This motorcycle gives me freedom. Even though I know that this motorcycle can be the death of me and it's a high stake risk that I'm taking, it is freedom. It is something that I absolutely love and I absolutely enjoy. The same way I enjoy loving my kids, loving my wife, loving my dog, loving my mom. The same way I enjoy filming these videos. So why would I shortchange myself and shortchange you guys by doing stuff that's gonna harm myself, that I know is gonna shorten my life? It's not fair to anybody. It's not fair to anyone that's in my life. So now, am I a good friend after doing that? Am I a good dad? Am I a good husband? No, I'm not, because I'm shortchanging everybody else by not taking better care of my freaking self. Start taking better care of yourself. The way the earth is going right now, the temperature of this planet has become a nightmare for many of us in the political space, the financial space, the religious space, the educational space. It's become a nightmare. Nobody is really true to themselves anymore, and everybody's out there chasing stuff they shouldn't be chasing. Hold on to your spirit, hold on to your health, man. Hold on to it. If you're taking a whole lot of medications, a lot of those medications is causing damage in your body. The doctors will scare you and tell you, hey, take this medication because you'd have to do this for the rest of your life because you're gonna die. Well, guess what? You're gonna die anyway. So why not go into an Eastern mindset and start studying a little bit more about natural medicine? What is the power of ginger? What's the power of garlic? What's the power of onions? What's the power of mint? What's the power of the marijuana plant? Study all of that because there's a whole lot of hidden agenda. Once again, in the food and the medical industry, they want us sick because if we're not sick, then how are they going to make money? If I'm a mortician and everybody's living, how am I going to make money? If I'm a mortician, then I want a lot of people to die because that means what? I'm going to make money, right? So think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. There's a lot of industries out there that's not keeping you in the top of their priority. It's the opposite. So start taking better care of your health. If you go in that bathroom and you stand up with your shirt off and your clothes off and you relax your body and you look down and you don't see your penis, that means that your ass is too big and you got to get that weight down. If you look down and you don't see it, then there's a problem. And I'm telling you, do the research, do the study, lose the gut by eating better, cutting down the sugars. The fats is good for the body. Healthy fats is really good for the body. But watch the carbs, watch the sugar. That stuff is destroying you. Get your butt up and start walking every freaking day. Do 1 hour of walking every day. Start to consume the water. Do more cardio, more cardio, more cardio. Trust me, man, you don't need nothing crazy. In the past, I've offered a couple of people, I say, hey, let's get together. I'll coach you guys and we'll do it for 60 days on the channel right here. And hardly nobody responded because guess what? People don't want their health to be done. But if I told you, hey man, I got some motorcycles for sale and I have a Road Glide and I can give you a 2025 Road Glide for 20 grand, you're gonna find that 20 grand real quick. Word, I'm gonna give you a 2026 Honda Goldwing and I'll give it to you for 15 grand. You're gonna find that money. But when I tell somebody I'm gonna charge you $2,500 in a group to train and to coach and to teach you guys, people don't respond. But it's okay because it's called prioritization. People prioritize the things that don't matter. Guys, stop putting yourself on the back burner. All right, stop doing it. Seriously. All right, I'm almost home. I told you guys we're gonna ride until I get home. So almost home means that I'm not home. Now, in the comment section, I want you to let me know your thoughts on this conversation. For if you have watched this video up to this part, I'm going to applaud you. I'm going to applaud you because to me, you are a hero. To me, you care about yourself. So leave it in the comment section, right? What are your thoughts on this conversation? How are you feeling so far as we're talking? Because a lot of times we just don't pay enough attention to it. Also, have you been having issues? Leave it in the comment section. What are some of the problems that you've been having in your life with your health? And what have you done or what are you planning on doing about getting better? Okay? Come on. Let's go. Share this video with somebody right now that's going through some stuff in their life. And give them some hope because I'm touching on a lot of stuff, man. And guess what? It's free. You ain't have to pay a dime. You ain't have to pay nothing. It's free. Wow, I'm back in the complex. But what I'll tell you guys is this. Your health is only one time. Once you begin to lose it, you still got the opportunity to regain it. But once it's gone and you're now in suffer mode, man, why? Why did you not make the changes when you had the opportunity to make the change? Why? I just want to know. Because right now, I'm not preaching to you guys. I'm talking to myself as well. Because there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing that I just shouldn't be doing. Man, you know what? I'm bringing this on the grass. I'm going to make my Gold Wing an adventure bike. There's a lot of things that I'm doing that I know I shouldn't be doing. And I'm making the shifts right now to be better, to make the better choices. Even reading, I'm not reading enough. I'm not reading enough books. You see what I'm saying? So just those little wins that we need to make, man. We need to shoot ourselves in the freaking head. Not with a gun, though. I'm talking about with some knowledge. Shoot ourselves in the head with some knowledge, right? And kill the old version of ourselves and allow the new version of ourselves to come back to light. Simple. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard. Come on, baby. Let's do it. All right. Yo, let's get these miles. Let's get that money. Let's get the muscle. I am out of here. Today, what do I have to do today? I have to drop these trikes off. I have to head up to Southern Honda Power Sports and drop off those trikes. That's Charlie Brown's trike right there. All right? Yo, don't be afraid to grab yourself a trike when you need to get a trike. There's nothing wrong with it. I will trike this bike out in a heartbeat. That bike will be triked out, okay? As a matter of fact, that's the same bike right there that's triked out. And look at how beautiful this bike looks, okay? All right, love y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.